Alright kids, hopefully you took a few minutes to go over those four problems for lesson 1-3, and now I'm going to go over each one of them individually. The first one says, find the distance between C and D. Let's go ahead and graph this one just so we can take a quick look at it. C is going to be at negative 4, 6, so let's count by twos, negative 4, 6. And D is going to be at 5, negative 1. So 5, negative 1 would be right there. That's D. And our line segment, CD. We're going to try to find the distance between these 2 points. Once again, we're going to start by labeling our points. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. This is just good practice to do so. Now let's write our distance formula. Let's go ahead and write the CD equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus it's not working. Why is it not working? Minus, there you go, minus y1 squared. Okay, let's go ahead and plug our numbers in. X2 is 5 minus a negative 4, which is x1 squared, plus y2, which is negative 1, minus a negative 6 squared. 5 minus, oh, let's write our square root sign. 5 minus a negative 4, which is 5 plus 4, is 9 squared, plus negative 1 minus a negative 6, which is negative 1 plus 6, is going to be 5 squared. Continuing on, 9 squared is 81, plus 5 squared, which is 25. 81 plus 25 is 106, which is approximately 10.3. In this problem, we're going to find the coordinates of M, which is the midpoint of line segment ST. Let's start by plotting our line segment on the coordinate graph. So S is at negative 6, 3. We're going to count by twos, negative 6, 3. Call that guy S. And the next point is T at 1, 0. So 1, 0. Go ahead and draw this in. And this is our line segment ST. Just like we've done before, we're going to start by labeling our points. We're going to call this guy X1, Y1, and X2, Y2. So remember, X1 plus X2 divided by 2, and then Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. Let's plug in the points that we know, X1 and X2, so it'd be negative 6 plus 1 divided by 2. Negative 6 plus 1 is going to be negative 5 divided by 2. So our x coordinates going for the midpoint is going to be negative 2.5. Negative 5 divided by 2 is negative 2.5. Let's continue with the y's. Our y values are going to be 3 and 0. 3 plus 0 divided by 2, which is still 3. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. So our midpoint is going to be negative 2.5, 1.5. Next, we're going to find the coordinates of point J if K is the midpoint of line segment JL and K is at negative 1, 2, and L is at 3, negative 5. Let's go ahead and set up our problem with the midpoint formula. X1 plus X2, which we know to be 3, divided by 2 will give us the x coordinate for the midpoint, which is negative 1. Let's go ahead and solve for x1. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2, which will leave us with x1 plus 3 equals a negative 2. Subtract 3 from both sides, and our x1 coordinate is going to be negative 5. Do the same for the y's. Y1 plus negative 5, because that's our y2 value, divided by 2 equals the y value for the midpoint, and that's going to be 2. Again, multiply by 2 on both sides. Just cancel that out. Y1 minus 5, because when you add a negative 5, you're just subtracting 5, equals 4. Now to solve for y1, we're going to add 5 on both sides, which gives us y1 equals 9. So our j coordinate is going to be at negative 5, 9. The last problem wants us to find the measure of line segment PR if Q is the midpoint of that line segment. Q being the midpoint tells us that these two are congruent to each other. So we can set up a problem stating that PQ is equal to QR. Since we know that, now we can plug in what we know. PQ is going to be 9y minus 2, and QR will be 14 plus 5y. Now all we have to do is use algebra to solve for y. I'm going to start by adding 2 to both sides. 9y will now equal 16 plus 5y. Subtracting 5y from both sides will leave us with 4y equals 16. Divide by 4 on both sides, and y equals 4. But we're not done quite yet because we need to plug it back into PR. And remember, PR is PQ plus QR. Okay, we can plug those back in. 9y minus 2 is PQ. QR is 14 plus 5y. Since we know y is 4, let's go ahead and plug that back into the equation. 4 there, minus 2 plus 14 plus 5, and then another 4 for that y. 9 times 4 is 36, minus 2 plus 14 plus 20. And if you do the math there, the answer to the question, what is the measure of line segment PR? That answer is 68. Okay, that's it. We've done those 4 problems. If you have any questions, please let me know the next time I see you in class.